Warframe is also grind frame. We all know this. We all have to farm a ton of resources, platinum, items, you name it. It's what the game is all about. So I thought, why not gather a bunch of profitable farms in one video? These farms I'm yet to mention are just good places to gather resources, platinum, credits, endo, but most importantly, they are somewhat worth your time and effort grinding them. If you're feeling like you don't know what you would like to do next or what you would like to farm, hopefully this video will shed some light and help you decide. Just a quick disclaimer, I am going to just briefly mention all of these farms. I'm not going to go over each of them in depth. I will over time start making specific guides on all of them. I have already started with a few like endo and credit farming if you'd like to go and check those ones out. I also have a couple of early game farms at the end of the video if you are a brand new player watching this, just a couple just to help you get on your way. Let's begin with the list, shall we? I had to start off this list with Arbitrations. You gain access to Arbitrations after completing the Eris Junction on Pluto. This mission type is extremely profitable for many reasons. Arbitrations will rotate between all of the endless mission types in the star chart on an hourly basis. In these missions, they will be the exact same as the base version. The only thing that is different is the Arbitration shield drones that will spawn between enemies. They have complete immunity to Warframe abilities and they tether to nearby enemies, making them immune to Warframe abilities too. When you kill these drones, they have a chance of dropping Vitus Essence. You exchange Vitus Essence at the Arbiters of Hex's vendor in any relay. This vendor will give you the famous galvanized mods and plenty of other goodies that you need. Trust me, galvanized mods are vital for modding in this game and they are also a fantastic platinum farm. This is the main reason why arbitrations are so important. However, that's not all. This game mode offers many good rewards when completing objectives like endo, item sculptures, omniformer blueprints, plus some mods and arcanes. Not only that, because the mission is consistently rotating, as you begin to farm the different nodes, you will start picking up the resources tied to the different areas that you are farming. This ultimately helps with crafting and helmet resources too. It's all in all just a good endo, platinum, credit, resource farm, everything. It's absolutely worth farming. And not only that, it also is a good place to farm Kuva for ribbons. If you're a person who enjoys ribbons, then honestly Arbitrations is a decent place to farm Kuva. While yes, these missions do cycle between all of the endless missions, some tile sets and mission types are significantly better than others. There is definitely a side of Arbitrations that can become quite sweaty and meta-slavey in a way. While generally speaking, I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I personally think that Arbitrations are best when farmed at very high efficiency or max efficiency. Defense and interception missions are definitely among the best game modes to run, while survival and others are not the best to go for. I will make a separate specific guide on Arbitrations to run through all of the meta setups and team compositions. It's going to take me some time because there is a lot to talk about with this game mode. My advice is, if you're not interested in trying to min-max Arbitrations, just play them when you feel like it and passively farm Vitus Essence. You don't need to sweat your balls off. I would definitely recommend running a resource booster and a drop chance booster, plus a blessing to at least help with dropping that Vitus Essence more often. Don't forget about Resourceful Retriever to help with doubling your Vitus pickups as well. If I can suggest some gear and frame options when running Arbitrations, I would say Saito 9 with his resupply ability and an AoE weapon like the Ogress is perfect. Nightwatch Napalm, the augment for the Ogress, will leave behind heat fields that will actually kill the arbitration drones a lot easier. Noko is absolutely fantastic for arbitrations, giving you and your teammates a massive jump in ability strength, as well as putting enemies to sleep, free energy sustain. He is perfect for this game mode. Other than that, I would say play what you want, play how you want, and enjoy the game mode. It offers good variety too, so you don't feel so bored farming the same thing over and over again. Overall, it's definitely one of the best farms out there. Next up is Relic Farming and Omnia Fissures. Relic Farming and Warframe is a no-brainer. Running Void Fissures to open relics allows you to farm primed parts, former, and just is overall one of the best platinum farms in the game. Whether you are farming vaulted relics for expensive prime parts or the newest prime access frame and weapons, it's always worth your time running relics. It's a good place to level up your frame passively, as well as passively gain resources as you're trying out different missions. Similar to arbitrations and farming random missions, it gives the same type of thing of, passive resources, credits, endo, and more. The other nice thing about relics is turning trash prime parts into ducats to buy Barrow's stuff when he actually decides to give us something good. You can get prime mods to max them and sell them for good platinum, or get them yourself. In terms of how you farm relics, honestly, just as a casual player, just pick a mission you feel like playing and just casually crack relics. You'll slowly build prime parts. If you feel like you want to be a bit more efficient, you can run fast missions and try speed running them, something like capture, exterminate, rescue, and so on. If you do steal past void fissures, you gain access to steel essence when you crack a relic. Alternatively, you can run an endless mission to get more prime parts over time and more resources. There is also rad sharing. This method is simply going into the recruitment chat and joining a group of people who are running the exact same relic as you and the same tier, so you all have the highest chance of getting a specific reward that you would like. It is a very profitable way to farm relics for platinum, and also is a great way to get something that you need. There are also Requiem fissures for those who want to crack those to get, Parazon mods and so on. Those are actually pretty profitable to run. And lastly, when it comes to relics, Omnia fissures are absolutely amazing because you can run any relic, any type that you want with that one mission. Conjunction survival is fantastic as well, or you can just choose any of the Omnia fissure missions. It's a great way to get platinum and resources. It's perfect. Omnia fissures actually lead onto one of the most profitable farms in Warframe, which I will go over later on in the video. I'm sure you know what it is already. Next up is Railjack. Now I know it's Railjack. Now Railjack actually ties into relics because of Voidstorm. I know Railjack may not seem appealing to everyone, but I can confirm it is extremely profitable to run. Resources, credits, endo, prime parts, corrupted holokeys, and more. Railjack is also a good place to farm good helmet resources as well, which you'll need. And if you level up your ship, it becomes a lot easier. High-level Railjack missions give you 100,000 credits per mission completion. Like I said, tons of endo and scrap parts. Running Voidstorms just gives you everything that you want, bunch of rewards, and you get to farm base Sevagoth, which is pain. Let's be real. If you haven't dabbled in Railjack, I recommend you give it a go and see if it's for you. Plus, it's a nice change of pace from time to time, and I would recommend running a group if you can. It's a lot faster, especially if your ship is up to scratch and people know what they're doing. Hollvania. I actually made a specific video on the Hollvania area. This place is definitely up there as one of the most profitable places to run in Warframe. It has an insane credit farm, a really respectable endo farm. It has good arcanes, good resources across the board, coda weapons. Not only that, we have access to ETA. We also have 1999 calendar giving us weekly rewards that often net us good Archon shards, mod boosters, and more goodies as well. The bounties from Hollvania can offer you 3,000 to 4,500 endo a go, like a bounty basically. And then you have the endo farm that I discovered with potency mods, which is a fantastic way of farming them. You can run Techrot survival with Korra and have fun. In my specific guide on Hollvania, I do go over all of this in depth if you'd like to go and see that video. You can buy weapons, sets, sell them for platinum. I'm serious when I say this. It is one of the best all-rounder places to farm and grind. It ticks so many boxes and provides you with so many things that you need. Because Hollvania is such a good place for endo and credits, this does lead me onto another profitable farm. And that is technically endo farming. In a nutshell, farm tons of endo, rank up high rank mods, and sell them for a much higher platinum value. There are a few places to farm a large amount of endo. Hollvania is one of them that I just mentioned. This is my personal go-to. The brand new nightcap bounties with the release of Noko is absolutely amazing for endo since the bounties can be completed really fast. These new bounties are a much better system that DE has implemented. I'm so glad they did. Zaramon bounties and Sanctum Anatomica bounties are pretty good too. And finally, the best endo farm in the game is Vodyanoi on Sedna. However, there is a downside to this farm. It requires a mod drop chance booster, as most endo farms do, because endo is affected by mod drop chance boosters, not resource boosters. Remember that. You will need a 4-man team with the right frames set up. You need 1 Korra, 2 Necros, and 1 Nidus to pull enemies in. There is an endo Discord where you can actually follow a fully written guide on how to do this farm efficiently, but overall, it's quite sweaty. Yes, it is definitely by far the fastest and best endo farming specific setup, but if that's not your thing, I would recommend running Hollvania and Nightcap Bounty. This way you gain multiple stuff along the way instead of just farming endo on arena. It doesn't matter which method you choose as long as you're happy with the amount of endo you're farming and you're enjoying your time. Take time to find good mods, flip them at max rank, and cash in with the huge amounts of platinum per sale. There is another side to this farm which requires you to farm credits in order to max rank these big mods. You will need millions of credits to do this, so guess what? Hollvania again has a fantastic credit farm with the caches. Be sure to find a Legasite Harvest bounty that has the Open the Techrot cache. Go in with Chroma, complete the Legasite, find the cache, use the Oricon Eye ability from the Parallax landing craft, find the key to open it, go back to the cache, cast Chroma's fourth ability Effigy, and you will then double your credit count. You can run these bounties in normal mode instead of Steel Path and still get the same rewards. It speeds up the run and it makes it easier to do. You don't need to worry too much about the exact builds and so on because you're going to be running this in normal. The only thing that you need is Chroma, Prosperous Retriever on your companion, and a booster. If you have all of this, and then you can also add a blessing, you can potentially get 1 million credits in about 3 minutes, sometimes less if you know what you're doing. This is one of the best farms because you're getting tons of relics, you're getting good endo drops from the bounties, and the amount of credits you get is just amazing. If that's not your thing, the Index is and always will be the reliable credit farm. Now let's not forget the ultimate credit farm being the one and only Profit Taker. Okay, Profit Taker does require a lot of setup. It's not a beginner farm at all. You need to max your Solara standing, you need to max the Little Duck, you need to finish all the bounties, you need to prepare a full loadout, get your arc guns up to scratch, everything. But once you have prepared all of this, it's at your disposal forever. So there are 2 ways to farm Profit Taker. 1 for credits with Chroma, and 2 for speedrunning to get tons of rewards and still get credits. Whatever you choose, either way you're going to get good rewards from farming Profit Taker. Plus, Profit Taker drops Radiant Relics that can be run or sold for decent platinum, and you can get Critical Focus 2, the arc gun mod that sells for around 20 platinum each. This makes Profit Taker a not so bad platinum farm if you consider all the stuff that you're getting. A lot of farms tie into each other, as you have seen, which I've just mentioned. Profit Taker is not for everyone, and that is okay. But if you do like it and you enjoy fighting this boss over and over again, it can be quite profitable. Or you can just do it a couple of times a day, and then over time it all adds up. You don't need to burn yourself out just playing Profit Taker 10 hours a day. Then we move on to Aya farming. As we know, with the Valis Undermine update, Aya farming technically got nerfed a bit since we cannot target farm Aya like before. Aya is still pretty profitable and worth grinding, especially when you take into account the other resources that you're getting. Now, what is Aya for those who are wondering? Aya is a resource farmed in certain areas and drops. You can exchange this resource in Maru's Bazaar with Vazia. This is DE's system of bringing back vaulted relics and prime frames as well as the weapons. These relics can be quite profitable in platinum value during and after a new rotation comes in. So how do we farm this? Well, before you could pretty much target farm by running the same bounty over and over again. Now you cannot do that. You're going to have to just keep resetting to new things. Now you cannot do that, but what they did do is they did reduce the timer of some bounties to make them a little faster. The best bounties to farm are the Deimos bounties, specifically the Necrolis bounties. Alternatively, you can run absolutely any bounty that you want. Some people do Cetus, some people do Fortuna, and you'll most likely just start to stack up Aya. You can also open up relic packs via syndicates and vendors in the open world, which can also net you some Aya. You can also buy some relic packs from Teshin with Steel Essence. Over time, as you run bounties and you open up relic packs, you will slowly build your Aya reserves, and then you can spend all of your Aya on good relics and so on, and then maybe keep them or run them and sell them for platinum. That is completely up to you. It is still worth it because you're still going to be doing a bunch of things while basically getting those relics and then, actually getting the item. So rest in peace to target farming Aya, but it's still something that is worth doing. Now, finally, we come to by far the best and most profitable farm in Warframe, Void Cascade. This is one of the best game modes DE has ever implemented in its game. Why? Because it's an endurance mission that scales the level cap very quickly, and because of this, it respects your time as a player, it's challenging, it's fun, it is the perfect place to stress test your builds and try new things, and most importantly, it is quite profitable. The reason for this is because you can farm tons of arcanes from Thraxes. This drop rate is affected by a mod drop chance booster. As you scale to level cap, the Thraxes will increase in density, meaning you drop more and more arcanes. Whether you are in a casual group or experienced group, you should get to level cap in about an hour to 1 hour and 30 minutes. On average, it depends on how familiar you are with this. Although you don't have to reach level cap, you can also just run endurance runs in the beginning to kind of get a feel for it. You can go 30 to 45 minutes and then just see how far you can go, and then you can reset. But we can take this one step further and make it even more profitable by running an Omnia Fissure on top of it, which further increases our profits because this means we are moving to level cap, dropping a bunch of arcanes, increasing enemy density, and we are also getting primed parts. yeah, it is by far the most profitable farm in this game in terms of platinum, resources, steel essence, every piece, everything that you need. It's very, very profitable and worth doing. In terms of what you would need to start farming Void Cascade comfortably, I really need to update my Void Cascade guide. I haven't done level caps in a while. I actually want to start getting back into it again. But I don't really like recommending one Warframe. I firmly believe that you can use any Warframe that you enjoy, try them out in Void Cascade, see how well they fare. If you feel like they're dying a lot, just try and add more different layers of defensive layers or different builds. If you do not succeed, try a more tankier frame and then give it a go. A decent amp is vital in Void Cascade, especially if you'd like to reach level cap. My personal favorite is the 547. You can start low though. You don't need to go straight for the 547. You can start with the 123 and work your way up. You don't need to rush into level cap and spending hours and hours trying to farm the best gear off rip. You can just slowly build. Also, farming Eternal Onslaught and Eradicate from Void Cascade is going to drastically help your amp deal more damage. Even if you do not have a mod chance booster, it is still worth farming Void Cascade, whether you're doing an Omnia Fissure or just the base version. The only thing I will say is please farm this in steel part only. It's not really worth it running in normal. The other side of farming Void Cascade is farming the arcanes to convert them to Vosfor. And that leads me onto Vosfor Farming. Vosfor Farming in a nutshell is farming tons of arcanes, turning them into Vosfor, and gambling your life away at Lloyd with Arcane Dissolution. Here you can gather arcanes, sell them for platinum. Please just do not dissolve expensive arcanes, only go for the cheap ones. This can be quite a profitable method to farm. Yes, I know people who are watching this are going to be like, well, all the arcanes that are here are just tanked in platinum value. I do agree, but in terms of volume, it's not so bad. You can also farm arcanes in other places too. They are littered across all different parts of content in Warframe. That covers most of the mid to late game farms. For the beginners watching this video, I have a few things for you. If you are really new to Warframe, farming dark sector missions is very profitable for you for resources, XP, and more in the beginning. As you start to progress, I would recommend doing relic runs, index, and bounties. They are super profitable, especially Deimos bounties for Endo as a new player. One more early game platinum farming method is corrupted mod farming. When you unlock Deimos, there will be Orokin vaults here. You need to be in a clan, head to the dojo, go to the Orokin lab, obtain all of the key blueprints, craft them, either equip all of them or just go with a group and run one, run the mission called Herend, find these shiny vaults, open them up, and you can get your corrupted mods when you extract. They can be very useful for you, and they're also still very good to be sold for platinum. Otherwise, as you progress, you will start unlocking all the farms that I spoke about in this video. And that pretty much covers most of the profitable farms in Warframe. What you do all depends on what you need. You don't need to burn yourself out and farm just one thing. Play the game, choose what you like, choose what you enjoy, grind what you enjoy, and most importantly, enjoy the profits. I hope you guys learned something new, and if you did like the video, please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me out. A massive thank you to our channel members. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you. I will see you all in the next video.